because God has truly been good to us. We may have a few aches and pains, but we are still here. We still have a chance to praise Him. And that's wonderful, saints of God. God is a wonderful God. Hallelujah. And He's worthy to be praised. And I just give God the honor this morning to be with family this morning in the name of Jesus. Saints of God, because we need to praise God every day like it's our last day. Because we don't know when our last day is. He said that He would come like a thief in the night. So, saints of God, we need to be ready at all times. And I just thank Him this morning, and I just praise Him this morning for everyone that's here this morning. And we're going to ask Minister Ronnie to come with opening prayer, and then he's going to go from there. And with the devotion. Let's give God a hand praise. Let's give God a hand praise. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Good morning, family.
Morning.
Let's go before the Lord in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we praise You and we thank You, Lord, once again for Your grace and Your mercy. Allow us to arrive this morning with reasonable portion of health and strength.
Yes.
Rightness of mind. Father God, we want to thank You once again for allowing the family to gather in this reunion weekend. Here we are in the year 2019 by His grace and mercy.
Amen.
Father God, we stand on the shoulders of the old-time members of this family. Father God, whose legacy we have to remember. We, the children, the offspring of the Simpson family, and so many others, God. We just thank You for time to gather. Lord, we ask Your hand of mercy be upon us as we worship You today. Lord, we ask Your blessings upon the word that will come forth shortly. Most of all, God, we give Your name all the glory, the honor, and the praise. And Lord, we can't thank You enough. You've been so good to us. You've been so gracious. You've been so kind, so merciful, Lord. Bless us over and over, giving us things we don't deserve. So, Lord, we thank You, and we give Your name glory, honor, and praise. Now, Lord, we ask that You would guide us, direct us. The balance of this service, Lord, may it be right and pleasing in Your sight, Lord. Have Your will, have Your way. We give You the glory, the honor, and the praise with thanksgiving. We ask it in Jesus' name. For His sake we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Again, glad to see everybody. I ask God to give traveling mercies to everybody who may yet still be on their way. Cousin Gladys, she threw me a curveball. She said you was going to sing. I was like, oh,
That's Cousin Ruth.
oh, you did.
Gladys wasn't told you was going to say.
Oh, well, y'all tag team, bro. But that's okay. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask some of my family to come on up here and help me out here. My wife told me she was going to help me. There's my cousin Kathy. She didn't know it, but she's going to help me. My sister, she's going to help me. Let everything that have breath praise the Lord. If you don't sing tenor, alto, or soprano, He said make a joyful noise. So we can make some noise.
Trey, move your head.
Everybody know this one.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
I remember singing this in free union, so everybody know leaning on the everlasting arms, right? Oh yeah. So, go and give us some bass. Go call Pastor. And we're going to ask if you're able, if you don't mind standing, but if you need to sit, that's fine. But
Should I sit? Nope. I'm gonna have to stand. There.
all right.
Trey, get your head out the picture.
1, wife asked this is one of her favorites, and I'm not saying I think it is my favorite. Good, well, I can't make it through there. When I printed the words out this morning, I lost it down there in the copy room. But the song is so appropriate, it is well with my soul. I got a couple copies of it if I want. The Bible speaks of God giving us a peace that passes all understanding.
Yes, Lord.
And Jesus did say that in this life we would have trials and tribulations. But we have the assurance and the promise of His Word that if we trust in Him, that He'll lead and guide us through any circumstance, come what may. And when you have that confidence in Christ and have that peace in your heart, then you can say that it is well with my soul.
Yes,
Amen.
Lord.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my life
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Yes, sir.
all right, well, we'll get out of the way then.
And after that, the speaker will take the stand. Come a long way. We 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 bear our burden in the heat of the day, knowing that the Lord will make a way. We had a hard time, but we come a long way.
Man.
We had hard trial, we come a long way. Yes, Lord. We had hard trial, we come a long way. We bearing our burden in the heat of the day, knowing that the Lord will make a way.
Yes, Lord.
We had a hard time, but we come a long way. All right. We had hard trial, we come a long way. We had hard trial, we come a long way. We bear our burden in the heat of the day, knowing that the Lord will make a way. We had a hard time, but we come a long way.
Yes, Lord.
We kept on praying. We come a long way. We kept on praying. We come a long way. We bear our burden in the heat of the day, knowing that the Lord will make a way. We had hard times. We had hard times. We had hard times, but we come a long way. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord God. You just thank and praise God, saints of God. We all come a long way. Hallelujah. Through the storm and through the rain, we come a long way. But God brought us through. He said, I'll never believe you and I'll never forsake you. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Says God, no matter what it is, just give it to God. He can handle it. Whether it's small or whether it's large. Just give it to God. And we won't have to worry about it. Hallelujah. As long as we are worried about it, we're trying to take care of it, God can't do nothing. But when we let it loose and give it to God, He'll work it out. Saints, God, I'm not just saying this to be saying this, I'm telling you from experience. Hallelujah. The things that I used to worry about, the things that I used to stay awake worrying about it, over whatever it is. Peace beyond all understanding. And saints of God, that's what we have to do. We've come through many trials and tribulations. But if it wasn't for the Lord, where would we be? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And I just thank and praise God, saints of God, for this family. I thank and praise God for the people that is in Christ in this family. The people who is serving a true and a living God. So we're going to ask our minister for today, Minister Richard Simpson, to come forward with the word. Saints of God, let us stand around and give God a praise. Let's give God a praise. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Cousin. Good morning again, everybody. Hope everybody had a good time with food. I want to just say thank you to the people that put the time and effort in preparing all that. It was a lot of work. And then we get to slip out of here. Somebody got to clean up those places. So I know how that goes. Usually at my church it's me and some more men, but I know it's a little bit of work. I just want to be thankful. Appreciate the help put in maintaining the family so far as food and all the places we meet. All right, hope everybody got your heart prepared for a little bit of preaching this morning. My name is Richard Simpson, Jr. Dad wasn't able to make it here this morning. He had health is not good. He's 90 years old, and he's drawing toward the close of his time, no doubt, so far as what they done gave the diagnosis on his health. But be praying for him. He's safe. My dad is I'm not worried about where he's going when he died. And I got peace in my heart about that for sure. And I hope that if you don't know the Lord, this message is intended for you this morning. The title of my message is Who Paying for My wife? I'm going to use my common vernacular, my old Mississippi language. I met my wife, she's a school teacher, Linda Simpson, right there. My dad told me, boy, you got to change your English up. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep what y'all gave me, Dad. Too late to change it now, but anyway, I give a message like this, she going to correct me. I'm like, why did you say who paying for it? That's not correct English. She'll say that you don't tell me that. But the title of the message this morning is, who paying for it?
All right.
That's the question. Who paying for it?
All right.
In the scriptures, the Bible says we're going to be looking at Old Testament scripture a little bit, and then we're moving to the New Testament. Got a 3-point outline. Not going to be very long, but just wanted to drive home some things that the scripture says that we need to be that's in us. God put in us. Hopefully, I'm going to show you this morning how God put it in us and why we think the way we think, and then what He's done for the remedy. God always got a remedy for our situation. We're sinners. The Bible decreed us to be, all of us, born in sin, got an Adamic nature. We can't help to be what we are. If you're saved, the Bible says your conversation in time past was lost. So you wasn't born saved. You hear people from time to say, well, I always was a Christian. Well, no, you wasn't always a Christian. You had to be born again. The Bible says, so we see that from the Word of God, and we believe that as Bible believers. If you believe the book, believe it. Believe everything about it. Don't lean to your own understanding. The Bible says that our ways are not His ways. And so when we read the scripture, it's a contrast how we think. And we don't agree with a lot of things, and people say, well, I don't think God, well, we ought not to say what we think God, what it is. Yes. It is what He said, I'm the Lord thy God, I change not. Amen. And so there's no change in or shadow or turning with the Lord, the Bible says. So we can look at, He said, Jesus Christ the same today, yesterday, and what? Ain't changing. Circumstances change us. We might feel good one day about hearing something about the gospel, everything is rosy, a circumstance rise up and what? We got a different opinion, different attitude, a different perspective on life. But one thing about it, you can pick up your Bible and read the same thing you read years ago and put your whole confidence in it. And that's what God wants you to do, put confidence in Him. So we're going to have a word of prayer right quick. That's God bless the reading of the word, teaching of it, preaching of it. Our Father in heaven, God help us, Lord, this morning. So thankful that we have another family reunion, Lord, and people are moving on in life and out of life. Lord, we see those loved ones that we knew that were here yesterday, day before, days past, not here with us today, Lord. We know we got an appointment that you said is appointed on a man once to die, but after this the judgment. So we know, without a doubt we got to leave out of here. Yes. Preparation is the thing we need to be planning on. Make prepared for, have it settled, done with, Lord, made up, done deal. Yes. And Lord, when it's all over, we'll inherit the blessings and the promises that you gave us from your word. In Jesus' name we pray and ask and thank you. Amen. Amen. All right, who's paying for it? First point, I got 3 points. First point is the precepts of payment. The precepts of payment. Now that word precept means this right here, a general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. A general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. You know what a regulator is? You use it all the time. You got AC in your house? If it get too hot, what you do? You regulate it. You turn it down. You music too loud, what you do? It's called a variable potentiometer. You regulate it. You turn it up or turn it down. TV, same thing. Those are regulators. Well, guess what? For behavior and thought, God has a regulator. It's right here in the Word of God. That's where our regulator is at. Without it, guess what? It might be too hot in the room and we just might shut off. That won't go well with it. In life, things and issues like that's what people do. Any kind of thing they want to. Go on murder sprees or drunkenness or drugs or whatever. Any kind of criminal activity that we deem not unlawful. That's what people do. They're not regulated. Even if you are regulated, we're going to find out that who paying for it, you might still be paying for something that you don't want to pay for. We're gonna hit it home who's gonna be paying for what and what it is. All right, all the way back in Genesis. Now, keep this in mind. The precept for payment. Who's paying for it? A general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. God created us. The Bible says He made us in His own image. And He said we bear the likeness of Him and we think to some capacity like God. That's what man wants to do. The devil thought it. What did he say? I'll be like the Most High. He came up with his own plan. God didn't create the devil. He made him turn himself into Satan. That's what he did. Shows you this right here. Man is a sovereign being, meaning this right here. He can make his own choices in life. But not without consequence. Don't forget that. Now, you can do what you want to, but not without consequence. That shows you that God's law is true the way He said. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You cannot break that nowhere. That is a universal law. I don't care if you know God or not. You live in the country, you can worship another God. They call it all kind of other stuff, karma and whatever. But it is universal, and God decreed it. He is not mocked. We can't mock Him. So we see over here, who's paying for it? The precepts of payment. A general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. Take the Bible and come to Exodus. We're going to see some examples. The Bible full of examples. Wonderful illustrations and examples that we can read it and get a clear understanding and not miss the interpretation that God wants us to have, to receive. He wants us to know these things. And all through the Bible, He gives us the gentleness, kindness, to show us that word is sweeter than the honeycomb. And man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Taste and see that the Lord is gracious, the Bible says. All these things that not, we don't like to be hammered on stuff. Nobody wants to be hammered down, belittled, but God does it. But then he's, on the other hand, he's a gentle and kind God. He's gracious. His mercy, the Bible says, renewed day by day. Every day you wake up, you can find the mercy of God that you're looking for. It's there. Okay, you said it right here in Exodus 21. Let me show you some illustrations how God put this in man about who's paying for it. Who's going to pay for it? Exodus 21. He gave some laws to the nation of Israel. Exodus 21. He said this right here in verse number 12. Exodus 21, verse 12. He said, he that smiteth the man so that he die shall surely be put to death. We got big controversies in this nation about the death penalty. Where did we get that from? Right here. Right here. That's God said that. You don't have to agree with it or like it. Death penalty is circumstance. God made provisions about the circumstance of the death penalty. We're going to read it in just a minute. Verse number 12, he that smiteth the man so that he die shall surely be put to death. Verse 12, verse 13, and if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee. You know what that means? If a man if somebody done something wrong to you, and God allowed that man to run across your path, and you took vengeance out, and it was according to God's righteousness, he said he'll make a place for you to flee in the Old Testament. Now, don't go do that today. The jailhouse is where you'll be at. But back then it was called the city of what? City of refuge. You had to go to that city. If you took vengeance on a man that was righteous vengeance, and you had to remain there for a certain amount of time. If you left out of there, that man's relatives could get you. But as long as you stayed in that city of refuge, you were safe. All right, verse 14. But if a man come presumptuously, you know what that means? I'm in my mind, I'm going to get him. I'm working this out to take vengeance in my own hand. He said, but if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from my altar that he may die. Ain't no mercy if you thought out how to kill somebody. No, God, and that's what we call what? Premeditated what? Murder. Premeditated. These things right here, look, this is what you find worldwide so far as a precept how to judge a person in a court, where you have laws and things set up in the land. Our courts are supposed to operate upon these precepts and principles. This is where it comes. This is how you know from get-go. There's a payment for what we do. Who paying for it? That's the question. Who gonna pay for it? Watch this, verse 15. And he that smiteth his father and mother shall surely be put to death. And he that stealeth the man or selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Verse 17. And he that curseth his father and mother shall surely be put to death. And if a man strive together with one another with a stone, and smite one another with a stone, or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk upon the staff, then he that smote him shall be quit. You know what that means? You got to pay for it. He shall be quit. Well, that's it. You got to pay the bill. If you beat this guy up, y'all got into it, no, and he ain't dead, and it was your fault that y'all got into it, you got to pay for the doctor bill. It's just like when I threw a rock and hit Reggie Bird in the eye. My mama had to pay the doctor bill. Right. Then about next year I threw another rock and it hit Reggie Bird in the same eye. My daddy had to pay the doctor bill. I ain't gonna tell you what happened to me. I hit him in the eye with a rock 2 times. And he had to go to the doctor 2 times. So that's what that means. That's showing you, that's teaching us a precept. It's payment. Somebody got to pay for that.
Yes.
It's a payment got to be done. A general rule intended to regulate behavior of thought. Come to Psalm chapter 37. I'll move to my next point. Psalm chapter 37, verse 21. That first point is called the precepts of payment, showing you that God has laid it down by law that there's payment required. Yes, it is. Psalm chapter 37, verse 21 says this right here. It says, the wicked borrow and pay it not again, but the righteous show mercy and give it. You already know this right here. If a person borrows some money from you, what? He just free to go? I mean, what if you just don't say, let me know somebody got some money for you? You might be patient for a little while, but sooner or later, hey man, what's up with my money? I remember I went to Cleveland. I live in Savannah, Georgia. Went to Cleveland, an old friend of mine, he selling cars and stuff, and I bought a car. I mean, it wasn't $3,000, but I didn't have couldn't get the money. I went to get the money out of the credit union, and it took a little longer to get the money than I told him. Do you think I didn't get a call? Simpson, man, where my money? That's Kirby Thomas. Simpson, man, where my money? Kirby, your money coming. No, next day he calling. He want his money. We expect that. Payment has to be made for something. It ain't just you doing anything you want to and with no consequence. No, we expect payment. God showed us by precept, by general rules intended to regulate behavior or thought. We think like that. So guess what? We ain't got no excuse to think there ain't gonna be a payment done needed from God. That's right. Don't even think that. He put this in us. What did he put it in us for? To show us. It's going to be a payment required. Who paying for it? My second point, the principle of payment. We have the precept of payment, that which provoked a man to regulate behavior or thought, and then the principle of payment. What is the principle of payment? A fundamental truth that serves as a foundation for a system or belief or behavior. It's what we stand on. We got principles we stand on. And those principles are expected is what we dictate society that we operate on in certain principles. Yeah, we operate in certain principles. You don't just do anything to anybody. You just can't say nothing to anybody. Watch this. Who watched First 48? Anybody watch First 48? Okay, First 48. Usually showing stories in the hood, right?
Right.
That's what the general consensus or rule in the hood. We don't do what? Start with an S. Snitch. No, nobody snitches. Police or detectives always say, man, it's hard to get an answer because nobody wants to snitch. But let me tell you who's snitching now. The family of the person that got killed.
That's right.
Well, they ready to snitch and they want what? Justice. They want justice. Where did they get that from? The principle of payment.
All right.
Mamas, I hope y'all can get him. My boy, I want justice for my boy. They right to say that. They want to, where did they get it from? That's what I'm trying to say. What? God, we made in his image. He done gave us these rules. Look, you may not never read the Bible, but the laws are still in place in the land where we live at. So that's just something you know. And God put these things in here because that's how we are wired. Our minds think like that. We want justice. I don't care where you go. You can go to a country that don't know God. If a man steal, payment expected. If he kill, payment expected. If he do steal, take something out of somebody's house or whatever, payment is expected. So we got the principle of payment also. Let me give you a verse on that. Turn to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Right after